Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to talk about Avengers Doomsday. There's a hell of a lot riding on this movie for Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige, but I feel like they've already kind of fucked it up a bit. Bear with me. First of all, Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. It can work, but it kind of messes up both Iron Man and Doctor Doom because they can't just ignore the fact that Tony and Doom look exactly the same. There's two theories going around for this situation and this problem. A, Doom is an evil variant of Tony Stark, and B, Tony Stark is a variant of Victor Von Doom. Now, I don't like either of these options, but the one that works the best for me is Tony being a variant of Doom. Why? Because as much as Tony Stark is a very important character for the MCU, Doom is far more important in the grander scale of things. And probably because I'm a bit biased for my bae, Victor Von Doom, because he's a character I've been waiting to see in the MCU for a very long time, along with Galactus. Which brings me to the next problem I have with Avengers Doomsday, Pedro Pascal. Now, I was willing to give this guy a chance as Reed Richards, but the more he opens his mouth when it comes to his opinions and political ideologies, I just can't help but feel some hatred towards this sack of soy boy bitchness. And I don't want to feel like that. This is the problem with modern Hollywood. Actors love to act righteous and pretend to be free thinkers, when in fact they probably just say the shit that they say for more movie roles, which seems to be working for Pedro because he's in anything and everything. As much as I try to ignore it, there's always some headline saying Pedro has said this or he's done that to get back at the chuds. And this isn't what you want when you're tasking this guy with taking the mantle of Reed Richards to help reinvigorate an entire franchise. Just look at what happened to fucking Snow White.
Yeah. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
If Marvel want Fantastic Four, Doomsday, and Secret Wars to work, then Pedro and everyone else who happens to be in any of these three movies simply needs to shut the fuck up and focus on their jobs. Now that the Pedro bashing is out of the way, let's talk about the cast. Doomsday is going to have a main cast of 35 plus people, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me when it comes to a narrative focus, but they're trying to shoehorn people into this movie even though they're currently filming the movie right now. For example, Marvel are trying to get Tom Holland into Doomsday, which is hard for them due to his scheduling conflicts. As much as I'd love to see Spider-Man in this movie, trying to fit him in with no real plan isn't going to work very well. I just hope that this movie has some direction. Sure, the Russo brothers are going to be in charge of it, but they was also in charge of the Electric State, and look what happened to that piece of shit.
So then we get to witness the triumphant moment where Chris Pratt jumps alone in front of a green screen shouting, "We won! Yay, we won!" Now that's cinema.
A Russo brothers movie is turn off your brain and accept fan service they provide, which can only work for so long. It worked with Endgame because a large portion of the audience had an emotional attachment to that movie from the very beginning. Doomsday does not have that emotional attachment because they've been building the last 4 years around Kang the Conqueror, and look what happened to that. But hey, maybe Avengers Doomsday will work and will be good, and if it is, I'll be a very happy Marvel fan. But if it isn't,
fine. I'll do it myself.
if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm just a Marvel fan, man. I just want this shit to work. I want it to be good. And if it isn't, I'm going to be very disappointed, and we're going to have to wait for a reboot in like 10 years for people to be interested in Marvel again.